Batteries in the portable sound machine because Wade has his 18-month checkup today, which is very exciting. I don't know where the time has freaking gone. How he's 18 months old already, I don't know. But we live like 40 minutes away from the doctor, which isn't a huge deal, except when I made this appointment, which was like 3 months ago, his schedule was different. And so it didn't occur to me that having a doctor's appointment at 3:20 in the afternoon would basically interrupt his nap. So we are going to do nap time at Grandma's house today, which is a little bit closer to the doctor. So he could potentially actually get his full nap in. I would have to, if I have to interrupt it, it would be minimal, rather than if I interrupt it here, it'll be like halfway through his nap that he would need to get up. And if you're a toddler mom, then you know the last thing you want to do is wake up a sleeping toddler. So the last thing we're gonna do is wake up a sleeping toddler. So we are game planning for that. My mom has a pack and play at the house that I'll get set up, but that's exciting then though, because that means we can probably go into town before nap time today. We live in the middle of nowhere, so we're pretty limited on where we can go before nap time, because in order to get back in time for lunch and nap is tricky without him falling asleep in the car. So at least today we can perhaps go into town, go play at a playground, or maybe we can get lunch somewhere, or get lunch and then go play at the playground, which could be really fun. Where are we going? Oh, I'm being taken away. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, that means we can go into town a little bit earlier. Let's see where the day takes us, shall we? Okay, since it's Monday, it is time for me to set up my bullet journal for the week. I do not do like the bullet journal system, like the traditional, there's like a whole thing with it. I don't do that, not for any other reason than just I don't find it to be something that I need. But I am such a paper planner girl. I do everything digitally too, but I have to see it down on paper before I can like plug it into Google Calendar or my project management software or whatever. And what I have found with paper planners over the years is that I will use them for a few months and then something will happen. Either like my situation will change, my job will change, my life will change, what I want changes, what my taste is changes. And all of a sudden I'm now left with a planner that I feel like I'm forced to finish using, because paper planners are not cheap. In fact, they're pretty freaking expensive. And it's just year after year, that's kind of the situation I found myself in. And so I just decided to start making like my own spread in a bullet journal. I have my yearly spreads, or like my monthly spreads at the front of the notebook, and then I created enough space to do my weekly spreads, and that's what I do. I do a weekly spread because that's just what's working for me right now. I've also done daily spreads in the past, but I don't find that to be necessary for my life at the moment. That might change, which is why we do a bullet journal, because that might change. But sometimes I try to do this on Sunday. This Sunday was like a recovery day. I don't know about you, but I was just absolutely, completely exhausted after last week. And so I needed like a day or two to kind of like regroup. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to do 9. So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm also terrible at counting. Is that embarrassing? That might be embarrassing, but for some reason, that's just not how my brain works. And I'm not all that ashamed of it because I feel like better at words. Maybe I'm not, but I'm definitely not better at speaking words. But I am better at writing words. I feel like I need to launch like a t-shirt line that says words are hard, because I can't tell you how many times I've been trying to speak and the words just come out all jumbled. I think it's because I get excited and my mouth doesn't move as fast as my brain, or my brain doesn't move as fast as my mouth, something like that. Those of you who know me in real life know exactly what I'm talking about. It was particularly bad when I was pregnant. And my sweet, sweet friends who just know and love me very well at work, they started doing this thing when I would try to talk where they would just go, take 2, which I just thought was really cute. And it was just like done with such love where it's like, okay, hold on, try again. But yeah, so I do a weekly spread because that's just what's been working for me. And now I'm smearing it everywhere. This is why my tagline is here for the experience and not the aesthetic, because I just need it to work. I don't need it to be super fancy fun. Like, I don't need it to be the prettiest thing you've ever seen in your life. I like pretty things. I'm just not good at the pretty things. And I'm not a creative person, and I don't have the patience. By the time this vlog goes up, which is on Wednesday, our podcast will be live. So I'm launching a podcast on Tuesday, tomorrow, yesterday as you're watching this, and it's called POV, Girls Chat, and it's myself and a good friend of mine. I'm an elder millennial. She is a Gen Z. Our age difference is massive, but we get along really well. Over the time that we've been friends, we've discovered that we just kind of have these conversations that are really insightful, but also kind of hilarious, just because obviously our stage of life is very different. And it's just been kind of cool to have these conversations with her, and we just sort of decided to go ahead and start recording them, because I don't know what kind of content you guys like, but especially when it comes to a podcast, I'm just in a season where I don't want anything too heavy. I am by myself a lot because of the way my life is currently set up. And so I just want to listen or consume the kind of content that makes me feel like I'm hanging out with somebody. And that's exactly what I would describe this podcast to be like. So season 1 is launching on Tuesday, April 18th. And so that would be yesterday for you guys. So go check it out. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and it's just fun conversations. There'll be new episodes every Tuesday. And then I also do my meal plan in this. Are any other toddler parents, or just parents in general? I think one of the most exhausting parts of being a parent, or like the thing that I get burnt out on the easiest, is freaking food. Like, my husband, thank God, could eat the same thing every day, every meal, and be totally fine. I am just, hello. Can I help you? I am just so burnt out on trying to figure out what to feed my kid. What I was going to ask is, what do you guys tend to feed your kids? Like, what's a staple meal that you can always just rely on, that they'll eat, is easy to make, easy to maybe keep, easy to, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get for right now. So anyway, this is what the spread ends up looking like. I put in my meals, my dinners for the week here. And right now this is just kind of what works for me. I let this space be blank for like any kind of like regular to-do list or whatever. And then I just kind of write in on the days, like my actual to-do list for the day, or kind of mapping out my to-do list. My favorite thing to do is to build out like my entire giant to-do list at the bottom of this page and then plug in where I think I'm gonna be able to get those things done on which particular day. Has been a very busy day, but not a lot of it that I could film, to be quite honest, because As I said earlier, we were gonna try to do nap time at my mom's house so that we would be closer to the doctor. That was kind of a fail. It took him a while to go down because it's not a space that he's super familiar with. I had just gotten back from grabbing lunch, which I just ran to a grocery store and back in the grocery store. It's like 2 seconds away from my mom's house. And when I walked in, he woke up. So what was supposed to be a 2 to 3 hour nap was less than an hour. And then we immediately had to go to the doctor from there, which was really good. Like, he had a really great doctor's appointment, but it was just kind of chaos. We thought it would be a good idea to try to go get ice cream afterwards. That was a fail. So it just, you know, sometimes you just have those days, right? Today was one of those days. I am now gonna very quickly try to get some dinner made. Hey, Oaken, if he doesn't see it land. Oh, you found one, good job. If he doesn't see it land, it just disappears forever. Oaken. Oaken. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Get the ball. Hi. I threw the ball for Oaken, and he literally ran right past it. And then turned around and looked at me like, are we gonna throw the ball? Do you know how long the burgers should be on there for? No. You're pretty fit. Hey, homie, what are you doing? Where's the ball, Oaken? It's honestly just like been one of those days where things have been non-stop. And like, I feel like I got almost nothing done and everything done all at the same time. Like, there are some days, I made this analogy with a friend of mine, and I heard it somewhere. Someone much smarter than me made the comment one time that balance in your life when you're like a working parent, when you're trying to do a lot of things all at once, is the art of understanding and recognizing which balls are rubber and which balls are glass. And some weeks, balls that were glass are now are now rubber, and other weeks, balls that were once rubber balls are now glass balls. And basically it's just, I mean, I'm sure you're smart enough to figure it out, but like, it's meant to just kind of help you understand that occasionally you're gonna have to drop a ball. It's just important to know if the ball is gonna shatter when you break it, or shatter when you drop it, or not. So I pre-released the podcast to some friends, so now they're commenting on it, which is exciting. That launches tomorrow for me, yesterday for you. I'm so tired. I have to figure out, I know that I'm not technically unemployed. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm also doing like freelance projects too, which is great because it means that I have an income coming in on top of everything else, but it's just a lot to balance. It is a lot to balance. I have put cheese on these burgers. It's very possible that I overcooked these. But the last few times I've done burgers, I've undercooked them. And I just feel like there's no, I don't know. Someday I'll get it right. Today is probably not that day because these look very, very done. I don't know, how do you like your burgers? I prefer my burger pretty well done. I mean, I don't want it like dry and hard to chew, but I also don't want it like I like my steak. My husband is literally trying to knock a tree down. Wade, what's Dad doing? It is time for dinner. TikTok just ate my entire edit. It just spent like 40 minutes editing a video, and that's on me because I should have edited it in InShot, not in TikTok. Like just as I was done, TikTok crashed, exited out. It lost all of my edits. At least it didn't lose my original video. I just like, it's been one of those days, you know? Like, I feel like today has just been one of those days where like you're $1 short, a day late, like we'll just try again tomorrow. I decided that my bike ride is a rubber ball today because I don't have it in me to do a bike ride. I just don't. I'm gonna quickly get the kitchen closed down, set the coffee pot, take a shower, and then I'm gonna finish editing my TikTok and do some writing before I go to sleep. I feel like I could be asleep by 9:30 and that would be the dream. It is currently 7:30. If I ever had any doubts that I'm an old lady, the fact that I'm about to get on here and tell you that you absolutely need to invest in one of these little like at-home back massager things. Oh, hello Campbell. I'm sat here trying to finally get some words down on a page, but I got this massager like a few months after my son was born just because I felt like, I don't know, do other parents feel like they're just hunched over all the time? Whether it was like feeding the baby or playing with him on the floor, carrying him around, wearing him, whatever. It doesn't help that like my job have all been like hunched over a computer, but my back just always hurts. It always hurts. And this little thing, it's not like, I mean, it's not gonna replace going to get like an epic massage, but I will say that it's very, very nice, especially if you're like an anxious kind of person. You carry your anxiety in your shoulders and your neck and your back. Very good for that. Yeah, my anxiety has been out of control today, and I think it's mostly just because I disrupted my son's schedule, which was just not the right idea. I really thought that was going to work. It did not. It was worth trying, but it was a fail, which is fine. And we ended up like being remotely late to his doctor's appointment, which wasn't a big deal, but I do not like being late at all. And we were stuck in traffic. It was just one of those days. It was one of those days where it's just, you know, I learned lessons and tomorrow will be better. I basically am going to try to write for the next 30 minutes just so I can say that I got like some super, is it really distracting that like this thing is, I didn't even think about the fact. It looks like somebody is punching me in the back. This kind of reminds me, I did a TikTok video not long ago, and I thought it would be smart to put the phone like resting up against the dog as like a makeshift tripod. When I sped the video up, you could tell that the dog was breathing. So, note to self, don't try to record using a sleeping dog as a tripod, or when you're using like a old lady back massager. For a better tomorrow, and I will see you guys Friday. I'll see you guys very, very soon.